Hi, everyone. We are joined by former two-time 140-pound champion Regis Prograis, who is graciously taking time out of his training to join us today. Regis, any breaking news? Are you getting ready for a fight, perhaps?
No, I wish. I'm pretty sure after they see this video, Matchroom will call me with an offer. But no, I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. I just like training every day, bro. This is what I do. I feel like this is my job. I treat this like a 9 to 5 job. You know, you can't just take breaks. You got to do it every day. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. Just working.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk about your return in a very quick minute. I'm sure you're probably still hot from the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight from over the weekend.
Yeah.
You're obviously the last opponent Devin Haney faced, and Ryan Garcia was an opponent you were looking forward to. Wanted to get your overall thoughts on that fight and how everything went down.
I mean, first off, it was a great night of boxing, bro. Like, even all like with the press conference and all that type of stuff, with Devin and Ryan, it was genuine beef, and it was good. It was a good storyline. It was good for boxing. As far as the fight, I actually thought Devin was gonna win. I definitely take my hat up to Ryan because, man, Ryan, he trolled the whole world. I feel like, Ryan. I mean, I kind of had a feeling he was doing that, but at the same time, like, he was saying some real off the wall stuff. I was like, man, is this dude mentally, is he off because he had that before? But man, he trolled the whole world. He acted crazy, and he went there and destroyed Devin.
Absolutely. I mean, not a lot of people outside of Ryan's camp were picking him to win. Obviously,
Right.
the odds were stacked against him. What do you
Mhm.
think worked so well in that fight for Ryan that Haney just didn't have any answers to?
I mean, first he caught him early. I feel like that's what you gotta do. And for me, that was kind of a game plan, but I kind of backed away from my game plan. You gotta catch him early and then let him come to you. And a lot of people say that. I think I saw Bomac on the thing, and actually, man, like, so yeah, obviously my last fight, it was with Devin, and I had two trainers, and so one trainer, they thought that the goal was to just go forward on Devin, and the other trainer, Bobby, he thought that he was like, man, let Devin come to you. You catch him and then let him come to you. And that's kind of what Ryan did a little bit. He caught him early and he let him come to him. And Devin, it just seemed like he couldn't recover, from that. He tried to fight back. He did some good moments and stuff, but I feel like he just didn't have that fight in him. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes in boxing, yeah, don't get me wrong, Devin Haney is a great boxer, a masterful boxer, but you still, man, sometimes it's the dog will have to come out, and just like the dog just couldn't come out of him. He tried. I'm not gonna say the dog couldn't come out of him. He tried, but he just didn't have it. After he got caught with that first shot, it was like he was kind of like, hesitant. Then he got dropped, and it was like, all right, this dude is different here.
Mhm. A lot of people are using this performance as a way of also saying, oh, Devin was all hype. He was a fraud. Everything was just Bill promoting him in a great way.
Boxing fans, that's what they do.
Yeah, there's like this narrative out there all of a sudden for Devin, but you spent 12 rounds with him. He beat you decisively. But what
Mhm.
what do you make of Devin all of a sudden? People are knocking on his resume leading up to this fight.
It's boxing fans. That's how it is, man. I mean, that's boxing fans, and Devin. I know he's young. He's a younger kid, but he has to just learn, bro. Like, that's boxing fans. People, listen. They gonna love you. They gonna hate you. They gonna love you again. They gonna hate you again. Then they gonna love you again. And really, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they're probably gonna love you. So that's how boxing is, man. Like, it's just the fans. For me, I don't. I kind of, at first, I used to be watching what people say, comments and stuff, bro. Now I don't look at nothing. Like, no comments. I'll put something out there, and I don't check nothing. If somebody actually said something that was worth it, my people will screenshot it to me and send it to me. But I mean, I just feel like, man, he gotta just keep his head up and bounce back. And one more thing, my book is out right now. Let y'all know my book is out. So if he wants to learn how to bounce back, tell Devin Haney tell him go pick up a copy of one of these, because I've been there before. Young undefeated, and I lost, and I came back and became a 2-time world champion. And the same thing right now, my goal is to be a 3-time world champion. So it's all about the bounce back. The greatest fighters, they did it, they lost, and they came back even stronger. So that's what we have to do.
Of course, I mean, you came off that fight of the year contender against Josh Taylor and rebuild yourself to become a world title holder once again. I'm sure you're looking forward to doing that. But in that Haney fight, I mean, it was reported, the California State Athletic Commission said Devin was 165 pounds. And he's always been the bigger guy in the ring. And Ryan just pulled a curveball and decided that he was going to be the bigger guy in this fight. What do you make of that entire sequence of how that ended up developing?
I mean, it's a go around, come around type of thing, bro. Like they did it to me, and it happened to them. That's all. You know, you can't complain about it. If you took the fight. That's why I never really said nothing about it. You know, I saw how big he was, and in the ring, and really, bro, like in the ring, that he looked. I think that my fight night against him, he looked bigger than his fight night against Ryan. He just, for me, that's what I think. Maybe I can be wrong, maybe right. I don't know, but he just looked a little bigger when he fought me than Ryan, because to when you fight at 140 pounds and to blow up 25 pounds overnight, every doctor, every medical person, they say you cannot do that naturally. You have to have IVs to do that. In my contract, IVs is illegal. You're not supposed to do IVs. It was illegal. In my contract, you weren't supposed to be that big. He wasn't supposed to be, it was literally illegal, but I let it go. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. I'm a man. It's called accountability, whatever. I'm not going to do it. But now, since it's like he's crying about the weight issue, what you did to me, you know, I didn't say nothing. You know, after it was done, I let it go. You know, if that's the case, don't sign the contract, don't fight. But Ryan gave him an extra 1.5 million, so it's like, all right, it's fine. So, you know, that's just, I mean, that's how it is. It's what goes around comes around, and you did to me, and now they do it to you.
Did you feel Devin's weight in the fight?
Yes, I felt like he like punching power. He didn't really have punching power. Yeah, he dropped me, but it was like for me, it was like an off balance type of thing because I wasn't hurt enough like that. But his body was just strong. You could feel his body was bigger. His body was stronger.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of Ryan's performance? He surprised us all. He's someone that you've wanted to fight as well too in the future. What do you make of Ryan's performance and what he has coming up in store for himself now?
I mean, I would definitely I always open to Ryan Garcia if I definitely want to fight Ryan one day. But I mean, for me, turn this off. But for me, man, he looked I think he looked good. You know, he definitely looked good. But he said he can't make 140, so I don't know if me and him will ever happen. But I don't know if he could go to 147 or not. But yeah, he looked good. He shocked the boxing world. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm glad he won because I really thought Devin was gonna win. But at the same time, with him winning, it kind of shifted boxing a little bit, you know, and not just in the 140-pound division. It really just shifted boxing. Just like, man, you can do all this stuff and you really go out there and perform that way. You know, he was drinking beer on the scales. Maybe it was beer, maybe it wasn't, but he was dragging drunk high, all that stuff, and just having fun. And he went out there and just destroyed Devin. So that really, I think that really that shifted boxing.
Mm-hmm. In our previous conversations, you've always told me you see yourself as a 140-pound fighter moving forward. You want to be the Marvin Hagler of your division and just beat everyone that comes in and out of it. What do you think the future of the division? It's been completely disrupted over the last few months with Isaac Cruz beating Rollies and now Haney losing to Ryan, but still keeping the title. We're going to see Subriel Matias defending the title again in June, and right there in the thick of things. What's the next fight for you? I know you're still signed with Matchroom. What are the conversations that have been taking place?
Well, for me, I mean, I know they're trying to match me with either Dalton Smith or Matias, and I said I'm cool with that. Give me a comeback fight, and then after that, let's go into either one of them. And that's for me. That's my plan. That's what I want. Give me a comeback fight or two, and then we can go into either one of them. You know, Dalton Smith or Matias. I would rather Matias because he's the champion. He has a belt. He's a champion. So yeah, like I said, man, give me a comeback fight, and then after that, I would go into a Matias or I would go into a Dalton Smith, whatever. But you know, like man, every time somebody fights at 140 pounds, the division is shifted. You know, you have Josh Taylor and Catal, they fighting again. Then you have Jose Ramirez, he's fighting again, and then you have Matias. So it's the cards are just they keep shifting. And for me, I'm right here. I'm right in the mix. So I can fight either one of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Who would you consider the best 140-pound fighter in the world right now outside of yourself?
I thought it was Devin. I thought it was Devin, but that definitely disrupted a lot of stuff. It's between either Tio and maybe you can put Matias in there. You know, but Jose Ramirez is still in there too. Josh Taylor's still in there too. You know, so man, honestly, bro, I don't know. It all depends. It all depends by fight because you know some fighters they look good and then they look bad and then they look bad and they look good. So you really just don't know, bro. Like boxing is crazy. The boxing game is just it's insane that it just everything shifts this fast.
Isaac Cruz is in the mix as well too. It was his first 140-pound fight. Beats Rolly for the title. I know you've had some opinions about Rolly's. Is a fight with Rolly something you would like to do too? Both of you guys come.
I never said I will fight. For me, I never was. I just thought Rolly wasn't a good fighter. You know, I just thought he wasn't good. So for me, I want to fight good fighters. I never really cared about fighting Rolly. Obviously, money talks, and obviously, if they bring me to fight and it's worth a lot of money, then it's like, yeah, hell yeah, we'll fight Rolly. You know, but I don't have no interest in fighting. I'd rather fight Cruz than Rolly. Why would I want to fight Rolly if I can fight Cruz for the belt? That's what I want, man. I want you know, for me, I want the belt. Obviously, you know, money is involved in stuff, but you know, we'll have to see how much money is involved for the Rolly. But you know, maybe there might be a potential fight for me. So we'll see. But I definitely don't see Rolly as a top guy at 140. I never saw Rolly as a top fighter in any division. So definitely not at 140.
What do you make of Isaac Cruz? He obviously has a very unique fighting style, small in stature, amazing fan base and following, it looks like. But you didn't mention him as one of the top names in the 140-pound division.
No, I think he's still 35. I mean, listen, he beat Rolly. You know, I never thought Rolly was good. I never really thought Rolly was good. He beat Rolly. You know, he got a belt now. But if it wasn't for a belt, then it was just two guys fighting. Then I don't think people would even care about it. But I don't think I can't see Isaac Cruz as being one of the best fighters. I mean, he's a good fighter, and I will put him back at 135, one of the top at 135. But at 140, I think it's different. You have too many. For me, man, you have too many good guys. Yeah, he beat Rolly. He was supposed to beat Rolly, but you have too many good guys to put Isaac Cruz in top 5, maybe even top 10. I can't see it.
I mean, we see someone like Teofimo Lopez. He's fighting Steve Claggett, which is a step down in competition from everyone he's facing. I mean, what's stopping a fight between you and Teofimo happening? It's like, if not now, when, you know?
Right. I don't know, man. Boxing, you know, like me, man, boxing's crazy. Sometimes you don't get the fight you want. That's just how it is, you know. I mean, shit, I would definitely love to fight Tio. Listen, I told my people, I told Metro, listen, give me a comeback fight and then put me in for the belt or whatever, or a big fight, you know. Like I said Dalton Smith because, you know, I know he's coming up and stuff like he stops Zepeda in 5 rounds. So, you know, he has a good little buzz around. So I said him, but for me, man, I want the belt, Matias, you know, and me and Matias been going back and forth for a while. So it's like I would, you know, want to go for Matias, but if I can get Pitbull Cruz or if I can get Teofimo, shit, that's cool too. But you know, whoever has the belt, that's for me, that's who I will go for.
There's a lot of mystique and aura around Matias. I mean, your nickname's Roo. Do you see someone like Matias as a boogeyman of the division, as someone who is the legitimate threat but hasn't had the chance to prove it?
I think so. I think he has the same thing that I had coming up. They called me, I was the boogeyman at one point in time. The boogeyman is like the he looks, you know, he looks the part and he seems like he can fight really good, but he hasn't stepped up and fought that competition yet. And I think, yeah, listen, eye test wise, yeah, he's destroying everybody he's put in front of him. Even he avenged his only loss. But you know, he hasn't fought those top guys yet. Now, if he fights some top guys and you know he does good or he beats those guys, then I'll be like, all right, you know, he's the real deal. But I can't call him the boogeyman yet because I had that nickname at one point in time too. That's when you fighting all these, you know, contenders and stuff. He never fought like a person that's been a world champion before. So, you know, but listen, I like it that they call him the boogeyman because that's gonna make me and his fight even bigger.
The conversations you've had with Matchroom, it seems as if they're getting a lot of the top talent on their roster, the fights they want with the influx of resources from Saudi Arabia. Have any conversations taken place as to what your next 2-3 fight plan is? I know you mentioned the likes of a Dalton Smith and some others, but do you already have those names circled on paper as far as who you're thinking?
No, We don't have nothing. I mean, for me, I have my plan. I have my plan of what I want to do, and hopefully they can align. I think they want to align the same plans together. I saw something online that maybe Eddie or somebody said that me and Dalton Smith will be a good fight. So that's in my plans. And then me and Matias will be a good fight. That's in my plans also. So I think that we kind of on the same page. So like I said, I told them, listen, well, I told my people, like, listen, come back fight in Houston or something like that, or Texas somewhere. Then after that, listen, we going for Dalton Smith, or we going for Matias, or we going for a Tio, we going for Isaac Cruz, somebody like that. Like that's what I want. That's my plans.
Absolutely. I mean, that fight with Matias is right there in front of you. You're both signed with Matchroom right now. Obviously, Catal has links as well too. With let's see what happens with that Taylor fight. Do you think Taylor wins more decisively this time around?
I don't know, man. The last fight, I thought he lost. I thought he lost to Catal the last fight. I don't know, man. It's looking more and more like Taylor might be declining. That's kind of what it looked like. He didn't look like the former undisputed champion. Like he looked like he's just, it's like it kind of looked like he's declining. And then he gets hurt a lot too. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of see what happens. We'll see what happens in this fight. But I don't think that I feel like, man, even if Taylor wins this fight, he's and Catal beats him up and hits him with a lot of shots. I don't think that he has that much longer left to go. That's what it seemed like to me. Now I could definitely be wrong, but it just seemed like he's just not the same fighter. That's all.
Right. Like we mentioned off the top, you're taking a break from training. What are you working on moving forward after the Haney loss? You've had that self-reflection. I'm sure you've watched the fight, thinking about all the wrongs and rights you went through. What are you working on moving forward, and what can we expect from a newly revived Regis Prograis moving forward?
Well, I mean, the first thing, let me put this book out here again. Let me put this book. I've been working on it. My book is out right now. So I definitely tell people go grab the book. That's out. But as far as on the boxing side, now I've been just working with like different trainers. I went and trained in Vegas for a little while. I like it. Most likely I'll probably do my next camp out there in Vegas. And just kind of self-reflecting to get better. I always want to get better. There's no sense in doing this and risking your life if you're not wanting to get better. So for me, I'm about investing in myself, and that's why I went to Vegas. I trained. I like it out there, and just for me, just getting better. And I have no doubt in my mind that I'll be a champion again, and it's probably gonna be sooner than I would expect it. I don't think it's gonna be another 3 years before I'll be a champion again, like I was the second time. So, yeah, just working and just getting better. And I was out there, like I said, I was out in Vegas last week and working, and I can see improvements on myself already. So, I can't wait to just go in the ring and show people what I've been kind of working on.
Have you made a decision on perhaps changing trainers, or just training the location of where you want to train?
Well, I mean, it's like everything, changing maybe, and I'm not gonna say changing trains like that because I still mess with Bobby, I still mess with Julian. I'm still gonna be going to LA and train with Julian. I'm still, be going to downtown Houston and train with Bobby and stuff like that. But just moving around. I want, like, for me, what I want to do is I want to just move around and go to just different people and just train with a bunch of different people. One thing I want to do, I want to go out there and train with Crawford. I want to go spar with him. I'm in Houston, so have Ronnie Shields over here. And also in Texas is Derrick James. So I just move around and just go learn from just a bunch of different people. One thing I always say, man, I say if I hit the lottery right now and I won, say, $2 billion, I still love boxing so much, so I won't quit boxing. But what I would do is I would literally move all around and just learn all these different techniques from all these different trainers, because it's I think that's that's the best way to learn. Just keep learning from so many people and I'll spar with all the best fighters all over the world. So and that's kind of and I'm not, and for me, yeah, I don't have $1 billion, but I have the means. I can do that. So that's what I'm working on right now. I just want to move around and just fight different styles and just get better. And like I said, last week I was in Vegas and I was training with some real good guys and stuff out there, and I can see the difference already. And I was out there a short period of time, so I can't wait to go out there for a whole training camp and I feel like I'm gonna have a big difference.
Regis, you gave us a quick preview of the book. I'd like to get into it. What
Mhm.
made you want to write the book? I know you have a very unique backstory with Hurricane Katrina, obviously impacting
Mhm.
your family's life. But what is the essence of the book? What can readers and boxing fans get out of it?
Well, it's the book is called Stories and Lessons from Regis Prograis in a small Texas, the first two-time world champion from New Orleans. And really, it's like I think that it's gonna be a lot of stuff that people just they think they know about me, but there's really not. And it's in here. It's like funny. It's first off, it's not. I think it's age appropriate because my son took it to school and he read a little bit of it. He was telling me some stuff. I was like, you're not supposed to really know about that stuff, right? But it's funny stories in there, it's sad stories in there, it's inspirational stories in there, just from my life and I feel like I separate myself from most other fighters because I read a lot. Like people don't realize how much I actually read. Like I mean, oh man, I got my bookshelf behind me. I read every book on my bookshelf. Most people never did that. When I read, I'm always reading a whole lot. So I just feel like I have all this knowledge inside me on along with I'm actually a fighter and I'm not retired. I'm still an active fighter right now. So I feel like I do have a lot of insight on a lot of things that people probably won't have. So that's why I did this book.